A very good evening to one and all, and a warm welcome to the In-Service Skills Enhancement Program presented by VidyaDaan Foundation. Wishing all my viewers a very happy Navratri. I'm Shweta Batra, and I'm here to take you through today's session, which is Parent-Teacher-Parent Relationship for Student Development. Uh, to begin with, I would like to introduce VidyaDaan organization to you all who are not aware of this organization. It is a transformative non-profit organization. It is dedicated to empowering underprivileged children, youth, and women through the power of education. With an unwavering commitment of fostering a bright future, VidyaDaan is at the forefront of providing high-quality education in India, thereby enabling disadvantaged children to unlock their potential. To enhance the quality of education, it also conducts teacher training programs. To remain at the forefront of education sector, it is crucial for us educators to stay updated with the latest advancements. Additionally, as a policy requirement, every educational professional must engage in 50 hours of continuous professional development annually. The In-Service Skills Enhancement Program represents a significant initiative to fulfill this requirement. We are pleased to announce that we have trained over 15,000 teachers across India and are committed to extending this opportunity to educators from the CBSE, ICSE, and state board schools. The ISEP, the capacity building program that we have, which is designed to enhance the teaching skills, it provides update on the latest educational trends and equips educators with the essential tools needed to excel in their roles. The sessions are both engaging and informative, delivered by industry experts. We have circulated the registration circular of our upcoming sessions and request you to take up the registration. Also, I would like you to make a note that we have the sessions conducted by, industry experts on every Saturday from 5 to 6. Those people who attend the program successfully and who are looking for e-certificates can do so by filling up the link, which will be shared towards the end of the session. The person who scores, there will be a questionnaire. The person who scores 7 and above is eligible for the e-certificate. You are requested to fill the link before you leave the meeting. In case you want the e-certificate, you have to pay a small fee of ₹100 and you will receive your certificate via WhatsApp within 7 working days. In case you fail to receive the certificate, please WhatsApp us on the very number or you could email us. Coming on to this session, I would like to introduce to you our speaker for today, Mrs. Sona Gombar. Mrs. Sona Gombar is a passionate educator who believes in nurturing young minds by offering them umpteen opportunities to foster creativity, innovation, integrity, and character. Mrs. Sona is the principal of Salwan Montessori School, Gurugram. Earlier, she has been the academic head of Prudence School, Gurugram, and English teacher at Presidium School. Through her career, Madam has projected strong leadership, organizational, team building skills with major contributions in curriculum development and designing. The list of awards received by Madam is elaborate. The Outstanding Educationist Award by Early Childhood Forum and the Best Speaker in Sphere of Influence in April 2024 are few to mention. Sona Madam has been sharing her expertise through workshops, orientations, trainings, and community service. We are so glad to have you with us today, Madam. Only one point before I request you to begin is that audience who are having questions pertaining to today's session are free to put it in the chat. We shall address those questions if time permits. With this, Madam, over to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Shweta ma'am here. So good evening, everyone, and Shubh Navratri to all the viewers present here. First of all, I would like to thank VidyaDaan Foundation for giving me this opportunity to share my knowledge and my expertise and contribute to this, I would say, noble cause of taking this initiative for capacity building of teachers. It is actually, I feel, crucial for all educators to stay updated with the latest advancements in the education sector. And thank you to all the viewers also who have joined this virtual space on Saturday evening. So just give me a minute, I'll share my presentation. I hope it's visible. Yeah.
Yes, madam.
Yes. So today I'm going to talk about one of the important topic, that is teacher-parent collaboration. So this is a foundation for learning. It's a relationship, I believe, that nurtures future generation with love, care, and selfless support. So now the question comes to my mind here is that how do we prepare children for a future we can't even predict? And I'm sure this is the question each of us as educators need to introspect here. We can look at our own lives or the lives of our parents or grandparents and see the immense amount of change that is ahead for the children. How do we prepare them for the ever increasing global community? We must provide children the ability to think, to feel with both the minds and their hearts. So here, parents and teachers, they play a very important role. And if a child spends 5 to 6 hours with teachers in school, so the child is also spending 16 to 18 hours at home with parents every day. So it's important to educate parents also, as they are the first educator for the child. So between home and school, here I would say what influences children the most is that both parents and teachers, they are their role models, and both parents and teachers, sometimes it also happens that teachers they says whatever the teacher says, it becomes a golden rule for the child, isn't it? It happens. And children, they say, this is what my teacher told me, so I'll do this only. So here the parent also sometimes fail. So moving on to the next, this is the content of the presentation that I'll be right now giving. So parents, they are the first educators. So parents are the first child, first educator here, because they instill value, habits, foundational knowledge long before formal education begins. Their involvement in early learning is crucial for cognitive, social, and emotional development. So we all know that child is at the center here. A child's growth in the desired direction and eventual success depends on three factors. The first one is sanskar, that is upbringing. Then comes sankalp, that's determination and goal setting. And then is sadhana, that is hard work and the resourcefulness. While the school can help in meeting the requirement of the last two parameters, first one, that is sanskar, has to come from parents only. And being educators, we do recognize the vital role of parents in shaping the educational experiences of our students. The more the parent is involved, the better are the outcomes here. So here I would say that ECE, like early childhood education, it also demands much higher level of parental engagement throughout the educational journey, and it calls for constant care, support, and attention. Parents, they are also the partners in the educational journey. Parents are now more involved than ever in their child's educational journey. Collaboration with school teachers and the community enhances the child's learning experience. Active participation in school activities and regular communication with educators, it fosters the system here. So parents, they are the partners in educational journey and development. So it is important for parents to understand here and support what happens is important for parents to understand and support what happens in school, as well as for teachers to understand the child situation at home. So it has to be a two-way process. Communication between the teacher and the home should be continuous. Teachers and parents should work together to understand the child better, and they should work together to understand the child also, and to create a more positive experience also for the children. When parents, they ask questions, they clarify doubts in their minds, they learn more about the school processes. When teachers, they understand the child's home environment, they are able to plan better learning experiences for the child. So by sharing and working together, here, teachers and parents, they support the child's developmental domains throughout the learning trajectory here. So this kind of involvement helps parents to support the learning, not only in just school, but innovate good practices also at home as well. Because now are the times when parents, they have to be completely involved in the educational process, and whatever the child is doing at school, they have to be completely involved and engaged into that. So this is how they would further gain confidence in their own parenting abilities throughout this process. I'm sorry, it's yeah. So teachers, they are second mother to the children. A teacher gets to know each child individually, their homes, their families, their interests, things that they do outside school, their pets, their favorite people. They listen to the children, their stories, their narrations of what happens at home, their opinions and views on everything that interests them. They observe children. They consciously observe while continuously they keep interacting with children as well. They encourage children's intuitional responses, words, actions. They solve a small problem, analyze what exactly happens. They recognize and respond to the emotion and moods of children through conversation, music, storytelling, and all these things. So here I would just say that getting to know, if I say that getting to know each child individually, so this helps them to understand each child and they plan learning experiences for each of them. This conveys care and respect that builds, and children, they think, they communicate, and they gain confidence. When they observe children, this helps to discover how each child thinks, how they reason, how they respond to different situations. Again, this is very, very critical for critical to planning for teaching and learning. And when they engage children in these kind of intuitive responses, this again helps them to meaningfully build on children's naturally creative and resourcefulness. And responding and recognizing, this is again a technique that helps children to settle better, learn better, learn better, and learn slowly also. Slowly, they regulate their own emotions, begin to understand and respond to the emotions of others. So, this is very, very important to understand that children and their home environment, they build trust and they create, both of them, they create a positive bond here. So here, individualized learning needs. So individualized learning needs means here each child, we know each child is unique. Each child has its own pace to learn. They have their own strengths and weaknesses. So this is one of my favorite quote here, that childhood is not a race to see how quickly a child can read, write, and count. Rather, it is a small window of time that helps each child to grow at its individual pace. So educators, they must acknowledge and cater to these kind of individual differences. Then comes the differentiated instruction. Teachers, they can adjust their teaching methods, activities, and materials to address the specific needs of each child, because every child has his own needs. So this is a kind of environment which a teacher creates. She also supports and collaborate here, collaboration between teachers and parents and specialists. When we say specialists, here are the counselors or the psychologists or the special educators. They can provide additional support for children who require extra help in specific areas. There are sometimes children in our environment, they have some kind of developmental delays or some kind of disabilities also. So when this kind of collaboration happens, so it is always in the well-being of a child. Personalized learning, it is again vital to tailor learning as per the individual needs, interest, and their abilities. Each student is given differentiated instruct based on their personal learning characteristics here. Nurturing relationship between parent, teacher, and child. So it's a kind of tripartite relationship where there is a scope of open communication. There is regular communication between teachers and parents. It's vital. This can include sharing observations, discussing progress, and collaborating on strategies to support the child's learning here. Then comes shared understanding. Teachers and parents, they can work together to develop a shared understanding of the child's strength, interest, and learning style. So it's very important for them to share those things. I mean, a parent needs to tell what is the strength of the child. Maybe something which the parent hasn't maybe reflected on. The teachers, sometimes they give very important information to the parents. Sometimes they're totally unaware of that. This happens in our school settings also. Then there had this the collaboration needs to be very respectful. It is essential because teachers and parents should respect each other's role and expertise and work together to create the best possible learning environment for the child. So here, this is again uh, parent and teacher collaboration. It's a kind of journey of endless emotions. I hope you will all agree with me, from joy to challenges and everything in between. So this journey can be rewarding, it can be defeating, it can be happy, it can be depressing, exciting, and so many other options. So I would like to know the viewers, for you, how this journey has been. If you could just put in the chat room, I would like to understand for most of the viewers how this journey has been. Can we have responses in the chat room? Okay, so I can't see that if anybody is writing here. So I'll just say here, it can be rewarding since when children, they are coming with the amazing outcomes, you always feel that that is something which you have earned. So that is how this learning journey becomes rewarding. When children, they are coming with excellent achievements, they excel in all the subjects and other extracurricular activities. And if you see that kind of holistic development happening in the children, so you feel that this journey is rewarding. And defeating, I'll say, sometimes it happens, children, they because since they have their own pace to learn, they are not able to reach to that level. So you feel that something that you have taken up in the classroom and it is not working out well. So as teachers also, sometimes we feel defeated, we feel unsatisfied. So these are the further emotions which parents also feel, and teachers also feel. Parents, because why it is rewarding for them, because I maybe giving birth to a child is something which is the best decision a parent has taken, and he feels rewarded when he sees his child growing. Sometimes as parenting also, we fail, we are not able to upbring our child maybe to our expectations, so that gives a feeling of defeating, or sometimes we get depressed also. It becomes exciting also. So it's a mix of emotions that we feel throughout this journey. So habits, priorities, and interests, they are often defined at home. And even before they are formed at school. So as stakeholders, we play a vital role in shaping our children, and therefore it is our responsibility to provide a safe and a secure environment, which is maybe it is physical, psychological, and emotional. So this is the goal of parenting. This is the goal of rather parenting, as well as I would say, for all the stakeholders. This is the ultimate goal that caters to the physical, emotional, mental development of another human being, which is the child again for us. It is also to understand their needs and raise adults who can cope in the outside world. So this is what we are aiming to. So what does a child actually, what are the children's need? What does a child need here? So can somebody tell me what is basic need of a child? Okay, so these are the basic needs of the children. They have their emotional needs because they feel good about themselves. They have these social needs. They feel loved and they feel close with all the relationships. Safety and security needs. They need a safe environment, safe and secure environment to grow. And these are the physical needs, basic physical needs, which is food, air, sleep, etc. So now, what do we want from our children? I mean, as teachers, as parents, what do we want from them? Their love, their respect, their occasional appreciation, and what do we want to provide our child with? This is something which every parents feel, that they want to give a happy childhood, they want opportunities to have the best life and the security. Because sometimes, as parents, we feel that we want to give the best to our child, because maybe in their childhood they did not have all these luxuries and all these things. So now they want to give everything best to their child. And this is how parenting nowadays has become quite challenging. It's not easy. So let's move to the next slide. So there is no such thing as bad kids here. Um, when here this is again a quote, that we need to fill a child's bucket of self-esteem so high that the rest of the world can't poke enough holes to drain it. Children, they behave inappropriately for many reasons. It is not just because they are bad or they want to trouble us. Sometimes they use behavior to seek our attention also, seek that extra attention. They could be angry, or they are helpless. They don't know any other ways. Maybe sometimes they're not able to express also. Sometimes this behavior could be because of lack of sleep, or maybe it could be poor nutrition, health, some kind of health issue, some other reasons, or some developmental delays or stress. So the kind of behavior sometimes they show, it's like they are hitting somebody, biting, name calling, refusing to share, using inappropriate language, running around the classroom, dropping objects, tearing books of other peers, shouting in the classroom, excessive crying. So all these things sometimes they show. And this is again, I would say here, when we were children, so everyone tried to, I mean, our parents, they tried to prepare us for the worst. So becoming a strong and independent person was a constant concern. So maybe that's we tend to grow up thinking that life is tough. Believe in me, even life is tough. And if you remain positive and confident, it seems that it is not that tough. This is what we need to inculcate in our children and create that unbreakable bond with them. So, how do we make them confident young adults here? How do we uh, have them? I mean, sometimes parents, they feel that they cannot take the children into public, because everyone wants their young ones to behave responsibly in public. And this happens in a classroom also. So, but then there is one simple answer to all these questions, that we need to focus on the child's positive behavior. So that is something that we always need to focus on, that how we can bring out that positive side of the child. So this is again writing the life scripts of the children. So life scripts here, when I say life scripts, it means the kind of behavior and the utterances that we show to the child. So that's how that shapes the child's life and determine his future style and quality of life. Because the child is always imitating from the environment. He would always pick up everything from the environment, and whether it is good or bad, they're more inclined towards picking up bad things. So that's how we always have to be on guard, whether we are parents or whether we are teachers. We have to always be on guard. We don't have to just caught by them. So that is something which is very important, and we are the ones who are writing these the life script of these children here. Oh, yeah. So the parents and teachers' role in child's education and development here. Children, they begin to see and make meaning of the world around them through the eyes of their parents and teachers. So here, uh, I would say the behavior and thinking shapes the child's future, whatever behavior and thinking which the child has. So children, they begin to see this world from our eyes, and they pick up the language, they pick up the intonations from the adults around them, especially from teachers and parents. So it's important to remember that every parent also faces difficulties. What they seem like, maybe it seem like a minor issue to one of the parent, but then again, it can be the other parent can feel a monumental issue to the other parent. So instead of allowing these external judgments to dictate parenting, to dictate your parenting choices, focus on the values and instincts, trust your own judgment, which is a crucial point here. So why I'm saying, because I'm moving with both parents and teachers here, certain things, they are important for the parents also to introspect that parenting is not a very simple thing now. Both of them, both teachers and parents, they have to work in collaboration. They have to seek each other's opinion. They have to, talk about the challenges which they are facing so that they can resolve it mutually. They can collaborate. They can come to a common solution, which is in the well-being of a child here. Expectations from teachers. Now here, these are few expectations from teachers. Uh, so the first one is like, tell children what is expected from them, make directions and suggestions in positive statements, not in negative forms. So, for example, I'll take one example here. Suppose the teacher says to a child, walk around the edge of the grass, Tina, so you won't get hit by the swing. Instead of, don't go near the swing. Now, normally it happens, teachers, sometimes they speak very abruptly, sometimes they speak very direct also. But as teachers, we have to be very, very careful while we interact with the children. So this is how they imitate from the environment. So the second point is reinforce what children do right and what teachers want to see repeated here. Again, this helps the relationship on positive grounds. Again, here I'll take an example. Uh, Good job, Aryan. You worked hard on building those blocks. So rather, this is a statement which would always help the child to do something right. And when the teacher appreciates, so that really matters for the child. Give direct suggestions or reminders emphasizing what you want your children to do. So, for example, here again, I know you are excited about the nature walk, Abir. It looks like that you have almost finished putting on your shoes. So now we can go, instead of saying, hurry up and buckle your shoes so that we can go. So this is another way of saying it. Your words and your thoughts, it would really matter for the child here. Use positive redirection whenever possible. So again, another example I'm taking here. Let's get a basket for you to put those balls into, Aisha. That's way you won't bother the other children who are playing nearby. So that's again encouraging the child in an appropriate way. Give reasons for your requests. Let children know in simple, straightforward statements the reasons behind your request. Suppose here, Pallavi, if you move those chairs, then you and Arun will have more room to dance. Instead of saying simply, move the chairs, Pallavi. So, from the very foundational stage, if we keep using such kind of positive statements, that would really have a big impact on a child's life. Discipline, again, is a part of the guidance strategies adults use to help children become responsible for their actions and learn self control here. So, it's not about punishing and preventing behaviors, it's about helping children to achieve self discipline here. Moving on to my next slide. So again, now comes the parents here. Good guidance from parents, what not to do. So too many don'ts also cause negativism in children. Here, negativism, when I say so, if I take an example, instead of Rohan, if a parent suppose is addressing his child, so because here the parent is saying in this way, instead of saying, don't drop the egg, you could say, carry the eggs in both hands like this, Rohan. They won't break or fall from your hands. So, here again, another example, saying to Ria, instead of saying that, that don't drag your dress in mud, say tie your dress around your waist like this, it won't get dirty. So these small, small positive statements, they are very, very important because this is how you are making the child to understand how he has to imbibe that positive behavior in him. And then when a child makes a mistake, respond genuinely and avoid sarcasm here. This is again another example I'm taking. Suppose a child, Pallavi, she spills the milk that she was carrying on the table. So instead of saying, "Can't you do anything right?" say that that's a hard job. We'll wipe it up and you can try again carefully. So be with the child, doing that together, not just leaving the child or telling the child that you were wrong here, you don't know how to behave. So these kind of statements should be avoided while we are speaking with the children or we are interacting with them. Never criticize a child in front of others. This is something which should not be done whether we are in a classroom, whether a child is in a classroom or in the home environment. Labeling or tagging the child should never be done. It is, I mean, it has a it creates deep wound on the child's mind here. The most effective methods of guidance are clear, consistent, and fair rules that are enforced in consistent human ways here. Because, these kind of good guidances, practices, they emphasize the positive aspect of a child's behavior and not just the the behavior where the problem actually lies. So guidance measures have great meaning to children if they are encouraged to take responsibility for their actions and a part of their problem solving process here. Parents and teachers, their involvement leads to better outcomes. So here, one by one, we can see these are the pointers where we can just see that how this involvement always leads to better outcomes. The kind of academic supports parents and teachers, they sometimes, I mean, parents can assist here while assist the child with the homeworks or to review some lessons and reinforce learning at home, which may be the lessons and concepts that are taken by the teacher in the class. So that's how the parent would support the child at home. Then comes the emotional support. Parent and teacher, they both can be involved to foster a supportive environment, promoting these emotional well-being and resilience in the children, which is actually the need of the hour. Then is behavioral guidance. By staying informed about school behavior, expectations, and reinforcing this kind of positive behavior at home, parents can also contribute to better discipline and social skills development. When I say communication skills, so it's again interacting with parents and teachers and peers in school activities help children improve their communication and social interaction skills. Healthy habits, parents can reinforce healthy habits learned at school, such as nutrition, hygiene, and other physical activity, which the child is involved in school, promoting overall well-being. Cultural awareness is again in multicultural settings because children are coming from different backgrounds, different cultures. So here the parents and teachers, they can be involved and can enrich children's understanding and appreciation of different cultures and perspectives. Decision making is like involving parents in school decision making process can actually create a sense of community, a sense of ownership and responsibility, which again results in fostering a supportive educational environment. Again, skill development, when we say so here, parents can volunteer in these the different extracurricular activities, such as, or some important significant days, sports day or some annual day program, wherein these kind of platforms, they provide opportunities for skill development and exploration. This is something beyond the classroom that happens. Then again, partnership with teachers, collaborative efforts between parents and teachers, they always strengthen the education system and future success. Here research shows that the children whose parents are involved in their education, they tend to have better academic performance, higher scores, and improved career prospects. So this is about their involvement here. How can parents be involved in the education journey? As there, these are the certain things which even in my school we are doing it, and It's really very, very successful from the child's perspective and for the child's well-being from uh, these small events that we do in our normal functioning. So like this is a parent academy wherein we do some kind of workshops, and we organize these workshops for parents, and the schools can equip them with the tools and knowledge about child psychology, child handling, some kind of learning strategies and behavior management, which actually helps them to be feel supported in their child's learning journey. And then we involve them in events and celebrations, because that again builds that community spirit here and engage children to feel supported and motivated to participate and excel in school activities. And believe me, in that children, they feel very proud when the parents they get involved in such events and celebrations. Then is we also as schools we can offer workshops on topic like parenting techniques, health and nutrition, digital safety, providing parents with strategies to nurture their child's overall development. And when volunteering in school is, again, they can volunteer for specific activities or programs such as reading sessions, gardening, or art classes. Again, giving them opportunity to contribute directly to the school community and engage with their child's learning environment here. Then is special interest groups again here. These are the I mean, parent committees only for initiatives like sustainability or something related to environmental environmental initiatives and these kind of wellness programs, we can involve parents in these kind of projects, and that actually benefit the entire school, promoting a collective kind of development here. Parents can also be members of managing committees, so that they can be involved in the decision making process of the school and the school governance. They can be involved. And parent teachers meeting, of course, it offers a direct line of communication between the parent and the teacher. And parents can understand their child's progress and areas of improvement, ensuring both in home and the school environment. So this gets aligned in supporting the child's growth here. So this is again a kind of relationship where child is an active learner and teacher is a facilitator, and parents, they are partners in this educational journey here. So building positive relationship again with the active listening, teachers should actually they should actively listen to children's stories, experiences, and opinions. This demonstrates care and encourages open communication. Then is observing children's behavior, interactions, and learning styles provide valuable insights into their individual needs and interest. Uh, Empathy is something which we can really teach, and this can be really practiced by from the very early years. Recognize and respond to children's emotion and mood, show empathy and understanding for their feelings and experiences. Sometimes these kind of home visits can also be done, which help teachers understand their home environment, family dynamics, and cultural background also here. So this is one of the instance, like I would like you to hear. These are the two mothers where I have just put here. So I want you to listen to this.
I guess it is not loud enough. Would we have the volume? Excuse me, madam. It is not loud enough. We cannot hear it.
Sorry,
So,
is it not audible?
no, madam, it is not audible.
Uh, just a minute. Now it would be audible.
Not as yet. No, it is not audible, madam.
Still not audible?
No.
Um, I'm sorry. Now you can just please. Is it now?
No, 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 not yet.
Okay, I'll read it out then. That's
That,
okay.
yeah.
I'll just read it out. That's okay. So this is the start of a school. Each day is a hectic time for teachers like me. Today, as I was making my mental preparations for my class and interacting with parents, dropping off their children and the children themselves, I got a phone call. So the voice on the other side said, "Teacher, I'm Gurpreet's mother. Gurpreet is refusing to come into the school. Can you please talk to him?" I agreed and asked Gurpreet what was the matter. He replied, "My shoes are quite worn out. Mama has agreed to buy me new shoes and I want to go to shopping with her." So here the teacher says, "I appreciated the fact that he told me the truth and he did not try to make up a reason. I thought about it for a few seconds and then told him, you must get the new shoes, but you can go to the shop and during the long break and then come back in your new shoes. So you won't miss my class." He agreed. The smile on the Gurpreet's face and when he came back to class in his new shoes was all I needed to be assured of the value of such honest engagement with children. So, this is the kind of impact sometimes a teacher has on the child. Here, the mother was feeling little helpless because she was not able to get the child to school, but because of the teacher's intervention and what she spoke to the child, it actually impacted the child, and child was back to school here. So this is how the voices of parent and teachers, because teacher is also a second mother, and so that's how I tried to put here. This is another one where teacher parent partnership. It's a teacher observation that how it helps when teachers and parents they collaborate together. And sometimes it helps in identifying serious issues which otherwise maybe both of them are not able to identify. I read the story. Rajesh hugs her sister to my class. Devi got agitated and pushed around the children sitting behind her. After the story reading, I asked the children to draw a picture of their family. Devi did this, but blackened out the boy in the picture using her crayon. I asked her about it, and she said, "That's my brother. I don't like him. He always teases me and takes my food. Mother and father, they like him." So this was the interpretation from this kind of observation. Devi seems to having difficulty coping with her feelings for her brother. So basically, this was sibling rivalry. She may not know how to communicate her feelings to her parents. This was affecting her behavior with other children too. So that was the reason of behaving like this in class. So now the plan of action was parents' intervention, because this is how which the teacher observed. She spoke to Devi's parent about the plan of action is talk to Devi's parents about this. This may need to do few things at home, like making her brother and Devi play together, to do some chores together, share food explicitly, assure her how they love her equally. Give more attention to Devi's responses and attitudes in class towards stories and role play involving characters of parents and brothers, observe and record progress. And parents to pay more attention to the child. So this is how this behavior was help them both to identify and to work towards the solution of this. So engaging activities which parents can do at home. So these are few activities, because this is again a kind of holistic development which we talk about. So these are the few activities: gross motor skills and fine motor skills, again the physical development of child. So a parent, when a child maybe when outdoors, they can just have these games that involve running, jumping, and hopping. So they can just play child's favorite music and dance together. Set a daily cycling routine. Let the child cycle for at least 20 minutes every day. Play games like walking on a straight line with a book on the head. So involve the child in simple household chores like folding clothes, laying the table, and watering the plants. And when we say cognitive development, again, answer to the child's question with patience. Look up for answers together. Sometimes it happens the child, because children, they are very inquisitive. They ask so many questions. And sometimes it happens the parent even doesn't have an answer. So they can say that, okay, we can look for an answer together if you do not know as a parent. So providing again children with toys that build thinking and imagination, such as blocks, puzzles, kitchen sets, dressing up clothes. Allow the child to sort and count objects like toys, pair of socks, and even cutlery. So give simple choices whenever it's possible for us to give in choosing maybe what the child wants to wear, play, or eat for a snack. So after an outdoor trip also, you can just ask the child to describe the visit as with as many details as possible. So that's what is cognitive development. Then comes the socio emotional here.
Madam,
Again, this is, yes.
is the slide not moving ahead? This is voices of parent that is visible as of now.
No, no. For me, it is
So I think that was the audio file. So if you could turn that off and we could have the PPT back.
just a minute. Let me share it again. Then
Thank you.
is it fine now? I was talking about this.
Yes, engaging activities at home.
Yes, yes. I was talking about this. I don't know how it got paused, but thank you for reminding me.
You're most
So the socio-emotional development I was talking about. So here it's very important to not to compare the child with other children, because this is something which normally happens in the home environment also. Sometimes unconsciously we compare our child with other children, that maybe that child is so good in his studies or in some other things. So that is something that should never be done. Maybe in the class also, this thing should be always avoided, that we should never tag our child, label our child, or make any kind of comparison. So never measure the child's worth by his performance. Plan group games or activities where sharing and caring is important, and parents, as parents, share the day happenings with the child. Encourage also them to share the same, maybe what has happened in your school, what did you do. So these kind of conversations, they are very, very important. And let the child have that kind of a right to his feelings, likes and dislikes. So last thoughts also, they matter for children before sleeping. I'll come to that sleep counseling also. That should also be of caring and sharing here. So I hope the next slide is visible now. Yes, it is. Communication is again like talking to the child like an individual. Talk to your child about the day's activities. Listen patiently to train the child to be a good listener, because that comes from the early years only. For better focus and articulation, play word games together. It again helps build a happy bond as well as a strong vocabulary. Read books, observe birds, animals, insect, trees, plants. All these things should be discussed with the child to encourage a friendly bond here. And again, reading here, I would say we all see that reading is an activity that is getting lost, because children, they are all the time over the screen. So it is something which I would like to say it should happen every day. It has to be a reading with pleasure. It has to be reading for knowledge. Let them enjoy their reading. Some of them may flip through the pages. That's really okay, because few of them may not be able to make sense. Others may be able to do it. So do not make any kind of derogatory statement here by saying that you're stuck at page 2 only. So we should avoid doing such things, because no individuals, they are same. Children, they make sense of whatever is there in black and white. So that's the foundation for future learning. So they need to be given time. It should be a quality time. Listen to them. It has an impact on their life. And always encourage the children to carry books in their hands whenever they are moving out, whether they are traveling with you. So it's a very good habit, and it can be developed from these early years only. And then comes nutrition. Set routines for meal times and ensure, family time. They should all, entire family should sit together and eat, because that's something very, very important here. And this is again setting routines for meal times. Ensure that, remember, you are the role model for your child. So eat well and eat healthy. That is which children, they learn from their parents, and parents also, and from their peers also. And make aware the child that I am what I eat. So always survey the grocery list and refrigerator together. Make a healthy menu together. Keep in mind the likes and dislikes of your child. Cook some simple meals together. So keep in mind some always find some creative ways of presenting healthy food. Give your child undivided attention here while eating, and TV, children, they have the habit of eating sometimes in front of the television. So that should always be avoided. The television should always be switched off. Phones should always be kept aside while eating. So, and you can also, this is something I would say here, children, because they always want to eat unhealthy, food, the junk food. So, always these green, leafy vegetables should be encouraged here. Then is the educational involvement, and this is again, if parents they get involved in the school's learning process, so I think that brings amazing results. And as I already said, the children they learn at their own pace, and they should not be compared with other children here. Life skills is again encouraging your child to make reasonable decisions and judgments in short, straightforward steps. So maybe they should be always given a choice between games, activities, food items, clothes. So then discuss the reason also for the choice. If the child is making a choice, whether it's a teacher or a parent, so that reason should always be taken from the child, because here this will inculcate a sense of accomplishment and responsibility. When you give some chores also to the child, you give them some responsibility, some kind of accountability when they have, so they really feel a sense of accomplishment here. And even in the money matters also, the child should be taught how to manage money by encouraging simple habits of saving and making small payments when they go with you for shopping. So that's how they understand the value of money. And again, instilling the value of environmental conservation in your child. So importance of reducing, reusing, and recycling. So all these can come from, this can come from even the family and the teachers. So see, the most important thing for a parent is their relationship with their children. Few parents, they have this habit of scolding children for very small things, every small thing, rather, I would say. And because maybe their intention is to make them perfect. But then scolding, I would say, might take that heat off from your head, but the impact it will have on that young, impressionable mind is lifelong. So next time, if your child does something wrong, instead of reprimanding him or in the presence of others, just tell your child, would you like if I did that? Or I would never do that. You can also try asking, is something bothering you? You can just check with the child if maybe something is bothering him. So that's how they are making mistakes. But then these things should be handled in a very, very sensitive manner, because this change might not be instant, but soon you will notice that the little ones will start seeing their better sides themselves. So this is a kind of shift that we have to bring in our thought process. Now, I mean, assessment, if I talk about now children, I'm saying the parents and teachers, they are both involved in this. Teachers were already, however, they were already involved in that. Now, parents' involvement is equal in the assessment process here. It's because we know that assessment is an integral process, part of teaching learning process. It involves the kind of systematic gathering of information from different sources, whether it's parent, teacher, to just find that where the child stands here. And these findings can also help teachers identify children who need some kind of additional support here or some kind of attention. Now, as per the recommendation made in the new NCF also, the assessment is 360-degree, and parents also must be a part of it. And involving parents is in the assessment process, I feel it gives us a clearer view how the child responds to the I mean, the parameters which are given to the parent. Maybe if you give a observation checklist to the parent, some theme is done or some one term is over. So give that list to the parent and ask that where they want to grade or mark their child here. So this is how parents and teachers they work together to efficiently comprehend each student's academic progress here. So here again, both of them, when they collaborate, they work together, so the learning outcomes are great. So this is balanced development. Again, teachers also, the same domains, they have been worked in the school environment, and the teachers, they play a crucial role in fostering this kind of holistic development across various domains. So these kind of activities are organized, which are age appropriate. Maybe it is, if I talk about physical development, so games, sports that promote all these skills. These routines are encouraged, where that includes the physical activity. Same here is cognitive development here. Children, they are engaged in these puzzles, challenges, and other activities that require critical thinking here. Language development again is like fostering these communication skills through storytelling and these discussions, creating a stimulating environment with hands-on materials to encourage curiosity and promote these kind of sharings, cooperation, and empathy skills that we wish to provide, wish to inculcate in our children. And this is again aesthetic and cultural development, again integrating music, dance, visual arts, and drama into the curriculum that encourage this kind of development here. So again, both of them, they have to work together. So this is child's healthy environment where play is at the core, because play or study, this is a common question among the parents here, where they feel that play is not important. It is, however, it is necessary for the child's healthy development. Even the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights also recognize play as a right of every child, and it allows children to use their creativity while developing their imagination, skill, physical, cognitive, and emotional strength. So it's important to healthy brain development also. And the combination of yoga and meditation helps in improving concentration, teach children positive thoughts, thoughts to distinguish between right and wrong, good or bad. Again, music and dance are, these are the natural attractions. They come naturally to the child. And music, I would say, helps stimulate the part of the brain that is responsible for reading, math, and emotional development. Drawing and painting again builds self-confidence in children. It develops a verbal language, promotes creativity, and make them problem solvers here. So play is something that matters the most for a child here. So that should always be integrated in the curriculum along with these other activities. So these are the nature of intelligence. These are the 9 intelligence here. The most common perception here is that how children, maybe children who do well in mathematics are intelligent. More intelligent, intelligent are the ones who score high marks in all subjects. So research says something different. Children, they possess all these 9 forms of intelligence. However, some are dormant here, or they are dominant also in your child or a student. So some children are naturally good at music and others are inherently good at play. So a child excels where the activities match their dominant type of intelligence. I hope we all are aware of these intelligence. Just quickly, I'll take it up. Naturalistic is related to environment. Musical is the ones who are good at music. Logical is again the ones who can reason, argue, and analyze problems logically. Linguistic or verbal is using language competently. Interpersonal is understands and connect well with others. Intrapersonal is like aware of their own emotional states and feelings. Bodily kinesthetic is good at body movements, and sports, yoga, and these dance, they come under this. Visual spatial is like can visualize, imagine images and pictures, and existential is like they have these kind of queries related to the purpose of life or death and how we exist in this world. So these are the kind of intelligences, and this is again inculcating growth mindset in children, because that's very very important here from the very earlier, because this is going to be the one of the most important 21st century skill. Children who develop some kind of difficult task, and they don't like criticism, feedback, they give up quickly without making much effort, feel jealous of others. So when this comes all under a fixed mindset. So as the visual also states that, so compared to that, some children, they like complex and challenging tasks. They consult, take feedback with sporting spirit to improve, work hard to develop intellectual capability and talents, persevere, keen to learn new things. and demonstrate self-confidence. They do not accept failure as final thing. They indicate a growth mindset. So children who experience a growth mindset at home with parents, they have, um, I mean, they are really, they do well in life. And while children, they also imitate you. In school, they imitate the teachers. At home, they imitate the parents. So they learn your style of behavior and thinking. So as teachers and parents, we need to encourage this kind of growth mindset here. So this is learning to learn. Again, this is a kind of stages of learning here, where the learning progresses through several stages. Your child already knows something. The first stage is developing and understanding what he knows, because this is important from both parents and teachers' perspective, that how the learning takes place. Again, second stage is acquiring this knowledge and skill by listening to you, listening to audio or video, observing you, utilizing various sense organs and practicing. Whether it is parent or teacher, both they this is how the second stage moves. And then the knowledge processing, the interaction between their existing and new learning helps them to explore new knowledge and skills themselves. Then comes the next one. You must, I mean, the child utilizes this kind of new learning, connecting to maybe, suppose a child has learned something, alphabets or some letters, and then they try making 2 or 3 letter words to make some kind of meaning. So the next level comes of, that is of creating. The child makes a unusual combination of words and new forms of gestures and construct new forms. So children, they acquire knowledge and they process it to reach the stage of knowledge attainment, basically. And they learn best when they are joyfully engaged in learning activities. So it's important for us to know the kind of environment we give them in home, the kind of environment which is given in the class. So that should be a very joyful and fun-filled environment. And otherwise, please remember that learning is hampered under stressful conditions. And when a child is under pressure and fears some kind of punishment, so the learning would not be taking place. A happy child always learns better and learns faster here. So this is again celebrating languages, home languages, because now NEP also says that children should be taught in mother tongue till the time they are in grade 5. So children at this stage feels they feel most comfortable and they learn best in their home language. So it's important to embrace and celebrate this kind of diversity. And dual language support is one home language and English to communicate and teach, creating a bilingual and inclusive learning environment, and respecting the heritage by showing respect for different languages and culture, foster a sense of belonging and promotes understanding among children. So digital literacy, when I say, so we all know that we are living in a digitized era here, and digital literacy is vital for deriving the full benefits of technology, technological developments and technology integrated education. And even nowadays, even a 2-year-old child comfortably switches on the smartphones and deals with various icons. They can open the photo gallery. So, and they can, I mean, that's how this is going to be the learning style of education, where children, they have to be equipped with the digital literacy. And it's always, sometimes we say the child is not, his handwriting is not good. So this is a thing that I came across, that a couple of years from now, writing with the pen will become an absolute thing. And here this would be, so we write at a speed of 15 to 18 words per minute. If a child is writing, our average speed on a keyboard is more than 30 words a minute. So AI supported spelling, grammar, and expression will make quality writing for more children. It would be manageable. And so we need to have a change in our mindset and help children along with the new age. So the future is technology integrated learning and online education. So that's how we have to move with this. So navigating positive outcomes here, sleep talk, as I mentioned here. So this really works with children. It's a kind of sleep counseling. Certain thoughts, when they're conveyed to children in their sleep, they actually affect without you even realizing it. So when this is for the parents here, when your child is in a dreamland, so you can just and they are in their subconscious mind. So quietly, you can just suppose your child is not eating well, so if you feel the child hasn't been eating his greens very well, so you have noticed that, so he's not willing to write anything. So 10 minutes before you put the child to sleep, after 10 minutes, gently whisper positive affirmations, because they really work. While you put these, whisper these positive affirmations into their ears. So these kind of conveying strengthening and positive statements to the child during after they sleep, they really I think work well. And we should not use any negative word here. So these kind of positive affirmation also, as I have already spoken here, that during the presentation, that any time if a child is making any mistake, whether he's doing at school or in home, so rather than making them feel about bad about it, it's very important to speak to them and talk to them, and then give them some positive statements that they can just that's okay, it happens, but then of course it will not happen again. So some kind of counseling should be done, because children, they have, sometimes they come up with crazy questions, and sometimes we don't have the answers even to that. So but it's important to bring that kind of talk also to a logical conclusion, and they will understand your point, they will understand what you want to convey to them. But then again, it's important to say children always these kind of words, that yes, you can. We can focus on the importance of saying yes a lot more, and not uttering a no every time, and not always saying yes also is good. So we need to balance it out. So this is how they are, because they are these young impressionable minds. So these languages, you can see the language, positive language that is being shown here, rather than saying no hitting, keep your hands to yourself, please, I can't hear you. So these are the few ways of saying these things, and that really has an impact. So this is a final thought, whether you want to be a gardener or a carpenter here. Because here, if I say carpenter, so they provide a lot of instruction. They, while like a carpenter building a house, he believes in actions like measuring, cutting, hammering, fixing, playing a dominant role in the shaping their child into the adult they will become one day. Wherein gardener, on the other hand, is less concerned about controlling who the child will become, and instead would provide a protective space to explore. And we can't force a plant to become a plant, rather, or to lean toward the sun, or to unfurl its leaves, to grow flowers. But we can provide a nutrient rich soil and enough sunlight and water. So gardeners believe the same. It holds true for the children, that we provide a nourishing environment, and they will become what they are meant to be on their own. So with this, there are a few happy tips here. So this is my last slide to before I conclude. And I'm sure we all are doing this as teachers, as parents, we all are practicing. So whatever I said, it's just a crux of that, that we need to practice positive affirmations, compliment the child. These small praises, appreciation, it has a big impact. Negative remarks should be avoided, and stay away from negative tagging or labeling the child. Be honest with the child. Keep your promises. Don't be afraid to apologize. If you feel something you have done wrong, so it has hurt your child's sentiments, it's important to say sorry. Talk to the child when you think they have made a mistake. Encourage them to feel and listen to them patiently. And then again, never use physical reprimanding with the children, even if they do. Just ask them if they would, or how would they like if you behave the same. Continue caring for the child in the best way you can, and know that doing so is enough. So together, may we give our children roots to grow and wings to fly. Thank you. So this is all from my side. If anybody has, I know, I'm sorry for overshooting the time. I think, yes, 7 minutes up. So in case the viewers have any questions, you can put in the chat room. And
Thank you, madam. I think it's been a very effective session, and that 8 minutes really do not, we don't feel bad having got a lot of pearls of wisdom from you. And we have already got a lot of positive feedback since we are running late, but I would definitely want to take 1, 2 questions that is hounding the teachers is that, there is something where they are worried about is the overprotective parenting. And they could be in two ways, that they are protective and probably not giving time. So could you just encapsulate two, 3 points which could help our teachers with this regard?
Yes, this is something which I know the teachers they face when parents they are very overprotective for their child in terms of certain things. But then teachers they can always say that it's important because they are in such a tender age. So it's very important to give freedom to the child, to give choice to whatever the child is doing. And they need to have that trust in the teacher since both of them they are working together in the well-being of the child only. So that kind of trust when it builds up, so I am sure the parent would also listen. But then initially when the parents they are coming up with their thought process, so teachers also they need to be patient listeners. And after that maybe they can also bring them to that point that yes, it is something which is not good for the child, because that's how you will inculcate the 21st century skills. How would you make the child who would be adapting those changes? And we are living in this unprecedented era, so uncertain times, so we have to prepare the child, and the school and the family both together can work in this direction that would help the child to become a more confident individual.
Moving on in the same line, it is also what parent teachers are finding it difficult is to bring awareness to the child's emotional needs, because most of the time the parents are living in denial and they are not in acceptance, and their emotional needs of children are not being addressed by the parents. How do we get the parents to do that?
Yeah, that's very true sometimes, because now we have family scenarios where families are living in nuclear setup and the grandparents are not staying together. So when this kind of setup is there and parents they don't realize that something which is they are not able to give that quality time also to the children, and sometimes the children they are left to the domestic helps also, rather they the domestic helps are also assisting in doing that homework, because we also come across such cases. So here teachers they have to be I mean they certain things are there which teachers inform the parents of, sometimes the kind of unusual behavior which the child exhibits. So the teachers can have that kind of record maintained, kind of anecdotal maintained for each and every child, for those small little even incidents that happen, the factual description of those incidents, so that she is able to tell that yes, it is this the child is behaving in a particular way. And the parents sometimes, because they are not they say that the child is not behaving like this at home. And there are so many times it happens when teacher is telling something, parents they normally they don't accept it. But when you have some kind of evidences or records, I mean, this evidence doesn't mean that you are trying to do something for the child, but you are recording those things. Maybe if a child is behaving in a certain manner, so one day, one this happened, something which the teacher then worked on, or maybe she informed. Sometimes parents they feel that the teacher keeps complaining, but that is not complaining. That is a concern for the child, because teacher is also concerned about your child, and this kind of mutual respect has to be built in. That would all further help in bringing the parent in that acceptance mode. Because if you will tell the parent that certain things teacher or the school also did in the well-being of the child, maybe with the intervention of the school counselor, you are having one-to-one sessions, and this kind of thing, when you are recording them in your I mean in your documents, so that can be presented to the parent, and parent definitely would understand that school is also not ignoring anything, and they are taking very effective measures here. So these kind of things always help, I feel. I can't hear you.
Yes, that answers the questions to a great level. And as I often believe that, we as teachers are the sculptors, and the kind of patience we need in sculpting our society, we need a huge lot of patience, and it's not going to be rewarding instantaneously for sure. So wonderful session, madam, from you, and thank you for all the valuable inputs that you have put in. You have actually brought in all the aspects probably that one could think of in bonding of the teacher parent relation, which can bring marvelous results and effectively if it is implemented. And thank you for your time and your inputs, and hope to see you again. With that note, Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much.
In all ours. Thank you so